The Hawaiian culture, like other native cultures around the world, has great reverence for its highest mountains. In Hawaii, these peaks are described as Wauakua, the remote and sacred realm of the gods, the source of water, life, and spiritual guidance. And because the summit of Mauna Kea is the highest point in the Pacific Basin, it is considered to be the most sacred land in all of the islands. In ancient times, before a written language was adopted, Hawaiians chronicled their history and genealogies in chants. Each line was memorized in exact detail because the chants were the repositories of their knowledge. One genealogy chant, in honor of King Kamehameha III, refers to the mountain as Mauna a Wākea, or the mountain made by Wākea, the father of Hawaii. It says, Hanau Kamauna, born was the mountain. Hekeki Mauna na Wākea, a mountain son sired by Wākea. In the literature, Wākea, the male god, mated with Papa Hanau Moku, the birth mother of the islands. She gave birth to this mountain and most of the Hawaiian islands. Upon these islands were created all living things, including the first man, Haloa. And because many genealogies connect Haloa to modern Hawaiians, Mauna a Wākea is seen as more than a mountain. It is a respected ancestor and a link to our origins, our creation by the gods. On Mauna Kea, many vahipana, or famous places, are named for Hawaiian deities. An ancient name for the top of the mountain is Kukahau'ula, the god Ku of the red-hued snow. 3 of the most prominent pu'u, or cinder cones, are named for legendary goddesses: Poliahu, goddess of snow and ice, and her sisters, Wai'au, of the bottomless waters, and Lilinoi, of the cold mists. One family tradition still practiced today is placing their baby's piko, or umbilical cords, in Lake Wai'au. The lake itself is considered to be a piko, a connection to genealogical origins. Further downhill is Ho'opo'okane, the spring where the god Kane brings forth his life-giving waters. It is important to note that in addition to the vahipana on Mauna Kea, the entire mountain is considered to be sacred. For ancient Hawaiians, braving the cold and harsh journey must have been very difficult. At the adze quarry at Ke'anakāko'i, between 11,000 and 12,000 feet, workers chipped the fine-grained basalt into rough blanks for adzes. The blanks were then taken downhill for finishing at lower-level workshops. Adze makers were an esteemed class of craftsmen, highly valued for the razor-sharp tools that Mauna Kea is famous for. After centuries of mining, all that remains are their habitation caves and mounds of rock chips. Near the quarries, rock altars still stand as testament of their reverence for Mauna Kea. In fact, there are shrines and native sites throughout the science reserve. Archaeologists continue to research and document them, but much of the area remains to be surveyed. Scientists speculate that the oldest sites may be 1,300 years old, and most were probably erected during a period of heavy mining from the 15th through the 17th centuries. Upright stones and rock slabs are typical examples of shrines. They may be found standing alone or in rows and clusters. Other shrines are mounds of rocks, some with upright stones placed on top. Shrines were often placed on prominent locations with commanding views, in a practice similar to religious shrines in other areas. Found on the open slopes, these cultural treasures can easily be mistaken for a pile of rocks by a passing hiker. We ask that you observe them at a distance, from the roads and marked trails. If you come upon a site accidentally, please do not touch or alter them in any way. In Mauna Kea's lower forests, birdcatchers gathered colorful feathers for the ceremonial capes and helmets of Hawaiian royalty. Like many other native practices, this activity was steeped in protocol and respect for nature.
Aloha mai, Illinois.
Today, Hawaiians continue to revere Mauna Kea in different ways with different protocols. Some feel that it is proper to pay homage from below. Others venture to the highlands and practice rituals that are often personal and private. Sometimes the rituals involve a larger group or a family. This ceremony, by a father, daughter, and son, honors the major deities of the surrounding areas. While some Hawaiians are angry about astronomy's development on their sacred mountain, other Hawaiians have chosen to do what they can to mālama, take care of Mauna Kea. What the different viewpoints have in common is a spirit of reverence for Mauna Kea. Here, both modern science and Hawaiian culture are reaching out to the future while viewing and understanding our origins.
We ask all visitors to the Mauna Kea Science Reserve to respect the entire area as a sacred place. How would a guest behave at a church or a temple? In Hawaiian traditions, it's proper to ask permission before entering an area. Express your respect and appreciation while on the summit. And when you leave, give thanks for the beauty and the message that Mauna Kea has shared.